Yo, what up, guys? This is Don,
Samuel here.
and we are the Soul Brothers. And today we're going to give you our performance review on the Nike Lebron 13. Booyah. All right, let's start off right from the bottom. Traction. What do we got going on?
Okay, so I have no idea what to call this pattern. It's like I don't know. It's like just straight lines, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of multi-directional because these pods are this one's going horizontally, this one's going diagonally, this one's going vertically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of multi-directional, but yeah.
You kind of have like a cross hatching going on in between that.
Yeah, but do you think that ever touches the ground?
Not
Not
really.
really, right? So
Not really. Maybe on cuts a little bit here. And
yeah.
if you toe a little bit. And these grooves are pretty deep. The grooves, the lines here on the pods are pretty deep too.
Yeah.
So, but as far as traction goes, it wasn't that great to me.
Really?
No.
For me, it was actually pretty good.
Alright.
The only problem was that I have to wipe a good amount because there's a lot of dust where I play or where we play. So I have to wipe, but when I do wipe, the traction's really good and you stop pretty well. So
Right.
we met in between and we gave the score like around a 7
Yeah.
for the traction. So and also keep in mind the rubber is actually pretty hard.
Yeah,
So
it should be pretty good outdoors. The rubber's not crazy hard, but even these pods, they protrude, and on asphalt and concrete, that could even act as if as some traction itself. Even if some of the finer grooves wear down.
yeah.
So I would play these outdoors.
Yeah, so, and also these are pretty squeaky. So if you do like squeaky traction, then that's a good little like plus, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people do like squeaky traction. So
Yeah.
moving on to the cushion from the traction, we do have zoom. It's hexagonal zoom, and we have 3 zoom units in the forefoot and 1 in the heel. And I think the red ones are 13 millimeters. I think.
Right.
So that's pretty thick.
Yeah,
So
they're a little thicker and they protrude out. And you can definitely feel it when you're walking in the outsole. When you're stepping, you can feel it protruding. To me, it almost feels like you're stepping on something.
yeah.
I feel like I'm like walking on something.
And so I think casually that would be kind of annoying.
Yeah,
But when you're actually playing, you don't really notice it as much.
right.
So
And the more you break it in, the less you're gonna notice that.
yeah.
And the rest of the midsole is just a phylon.
Yeah, so just nothing really special.
No,
Um
I do like the way it looks. It's got like a nice speckle pattern on it, which is kind of dope.
yeah.
And then in the middle of the midsole and outsole, because they kind of meet, is this TPU shank plate for torsional support, which is cool. Give you a little more bounce in your step.
Yeah, so could you feel the zoom at all?
I could feel it a little bit, mostly in the red pods because they're thicker, obviously.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy. Nothing near the LeBron 11, which was full length.
So oh,
So I'm not a fan.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of the last one, and this one I'm not a fan of either. I feel like they're overthinking it and they're just trying to do too much.
Yeah. So yeah, for me I couldn't really feel the heel at all. Right? Could you feel the heel? Not really, right?
A little bit I could.
A little bit?
And I'm also heavier than Sam
Yeah.
by quite a bit.
But also, I could at first I couldn't feel it at all. But one little tip for you guys that I found out is while wearing this, I did lift weights. So I was lifting like a 45 pound plate on each side, so that's like 90 pounds. So I can actually feel this, and after I did that, it broke in the cushion, I think. So I can feel it a lot more after I did my workout, which was kind of cool, I guess. So if you do want to break in a cushion, I guess that's a good way to do it. But yeah, you can't really feel it. Well, for me, I could feel it a lot after I did the workout. It's kind of weird, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't super amazing. Yeah,
you broke it in. It'll break in a little bit, but don't look for this to be anything super good as far as impact protection or a lot of bounce. So let's move on to the upper. The upper is mostly, it's a lot of fuse.
It's a lot of fuse.
It's a lot of fuse, and then we have places of posit here on the ankle. This on the ankle here, some heavy posit overlaid over the fuse here, and then this piece here, which is pretty much in the way of the lacing system.
Yeah.
It didn't really offer anything to me as far as when I was playing. The only thing it did was kind of make it a little more rigid when trying to step, because obviously you see that's not going to bend.
Yeah. So
in breaking it in, it just didn't feel.
Yeah. So at first when I was playing in it, this part right here, right where the fuse starts, it dug into my pinky toe and it hurt really bad. So I had to change shoes. But after playing in it a few times, it did break in, and I didn't really have that problem. But the really annoying thing is it's just too much support for me. It's just too rigid, and it did soften up a little bit, so that was a little better. But still, it's just too rigid for me, and too much fuse.
Me too.
Yeah.
A little just too much.
Yeah.
A little too much. So I do have a narrow foot, and I slid my foot in these, and I was like, ooh, these are real big, real roomy, just like most Lebrons, but even more so than the past models. I ended up putting my Micro G insole for my Clutch Fit Drive 1 in the shoe. That brought me up a little bit, and the overall fit was a lot better. But still, in lacing the shoe, it's just really annoying. I never felt like I got a really nice tight grasp on my foot.
Yeah.
You have this thing that's in the way that constantly wants to stretch it back to a wider position. So every time you squeeze it and you start lacing and you go on to the next lace, the fly wire starts to loosen. And you can still get it tight. It's just a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this part right here always, right when I tighten it up, it would loosen up again.
Yeah.
So I have to like tighten it really tight and then go right to the next one and do it really fast.
Which has never happened to me with any other fly wire shoe.
Yeah.
Fly wire, usually you tighten it, it just holds the shoe down till you get on to the next lace.
For example, the Kobe 9s.
Yeah.
So that was kind of really annoying.
Yeah.
And this part would always come up when you lace the laces up. So
yeah.
That was the fit. So how's the lockdown for you?
Lockdown wasn't great either, obviously, because the fit wasn't that great for me. It helped a little bit when I put the insole in, but I did feel like even though I cranked the laces down, I couldn't crank them enough here in the forefoot. It just will not crank anymore. And so I was always sliding a little bit in the shoe. My heel was sliding a little bit, and my whole foot was sliding a little bit in the shoe. Yeah. Which I'm not a fan of, and I don't know who is. But how did you feel?
The fit for me was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was really tight. Well, it wasn't really tight, but it was pretty snug actually. So after breaking it in, after like the problem here went away, it actually felt pretty good. Right. So I felt pretty locked down and secure in this shoe. So yeah.
So I have a feeling that the this is a 14.
7.5.
This is a 7.5. So I have a feeling what's going on is in sizing the shoes up, the fit is changing.
Yeah. Right?
Because his is too tight and mine is way too loose. So that's something to keep in mind.
Or maybe I have a wide foot.
Yeah. If you're interested in getting the shoe, I would definitely try it on.
Yeah, but for me it was true to size in length though.
Right.
So
yeah, length was pretty good. Okay, as far as durability goes, we don't have the shoe for a crazy amount of time before we do a review, but in the few weeks that we've had them, and just by judging the materials, this looks like an extremely durable shoe.
A lot of fuse. Like the rubber is hard. The fuse right here, there's a lot of fuse, so it feels like this shoe will last a really long time.
Yeah.
So durability, I don't think will be an issue.
Yeah, a lot of, high quality, strong materials.
Yeah, but the only issue I see is the fly wire. So if you tighten it really tight, the fly wire can snap. So just be careful about that.
As far as aesthetics go, this is the original colorway. I forget what it's called.
No idea.
No idea. But I actually think the colorway is pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Aesthetically, if I just squint my eyes and see the silhouette of the shoe, it looks pretty dope.
If you close your eyes.
If you close your eyes. No, if you close your eyes all the way and imagine a shoe, that looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
And then you kind of open them a little bit and you see the silhouette and you're like, oh, that looks decent. And then you open your eyes fully and then
what the hell?
you slip into a coma. Okay, because the shoe is so garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not a fan at all of the look. I've been going up to people while I'm wearing this and I just point to my shoes and I say, what are these? That's how I'm living. And when I had to test them out, what I did was I took a paper bag and taped it around so no one could see the shoe.
Yeah. So.
But I still could have the traction. Anyways, the price on this shoe is what, $200?
Yeah, $200.
So that's an expensive shoe. I would not recommend this shoe to you or any other living human being. I just think they over designed the shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna pay $200, and plus tax, I think it was like $220 or something like that, which is ridiculous. I don't know what's wrong with you, seriously. No, I'm just kidding. But if you have the money, then why not? If you like the shoe, how it looks, and
if you like the shoe, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let us know what you liked about it in the comments.
Yeah.
We're open. We just weren't a fan.
No.
Everybody's feet is different, and everybody kind of likes different stuff out of shoes.
But from our experience and from our feet, going into these shoes and actually testing these out, we do not recommend these, especially with the $200 price point.
Yeah,
that's ridiculously expensive. Overall, for me, it was decent. It wasn't the worst shoe I've ever played in, but it definitely wasn't the best. I expected a lot more, especially since I don't know, it's $200, but it didn't really meet any of our expectations. But Don really didn't like these shoes, so.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's one of the worst shoes I played in.
Yeah.
And I played in a lot of shoes for many years.
So the Soul Brothers do not recommend these shoes. Maybe if they go down in price in a year or something, you might be able to cop them.
Yeah,
but
you get them for like $40.
Yeah, not right now.
You good?
Yeah, so anyway, that concludes our review of the Nike LeBron 13s. We are the Soul Brothers. Peace.
Later.